So this is Zeke. Hey, sup? Got a secret plan. No, I'm not going to tell you what it is. Will you help me do it? Sure. Okay, great. Yeah.
You gotta trust me, right? Parody doesn't trust Zeke entirely.
Yeah.
Surprised Pikachu face.
Right.
What?
Yeah. Hey, enemies that I've, slaughtered most of your military forces for. You'll help me do something that I won't tell you,
And
right? That
I can-
involves nuke buttons.
Right, I also can turn people into titans.
Right.
Like,
And I have
well,
no, just
well,
the once.
once for them on parody at least, but
Yeah.
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 Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Hello. Tatakai. Yes, exactly.
Indeed,
That
yes.
was such a cool parallel. I didn't notice it immediately.
Oh, yeah?
But people on Discord pointed it out. The idea that it was a direct line for line
Yep.
replication of the stuff that Aaron told Mikasa back when she was a kid.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Ooh, new manga chapter today. Nice.
Okay, gotcha.
Very
So,
nice.
spoilers abound. Okay, cool. Don't worry. Jacob is the extra filter on the
Indeed.
chat related
Yes.
stuff in general.
But yeah, we got a blonde that we haven't seen in a long time. A very, very long time. Mm-hmm.
Who?
Who? You would really ask that?
There's so many blondes. I'm sorry.
Which
blonde are you referring to?
This is the discussion all over again when we're trying to figure out what to be the secret code word.
Don't be.
It's Annie.
No, see, we didn't see her hair. It was crystallized.
No,
It
I
was
think
covered up
no,
there.
we saw her hair.
Yeah, that's true.
It had been growing.
To be fair,
in the
in my
crystal.
mind, Annie is not someone that we haven't seen in a long time because I saw her in the flashback. In my mind, Annie's in the. I've seen her recently.
That's a very narrow save right there.
It is, but it's true. That's why my head doesn't go immediately to like seeing her. So you have to say in context. It's like
Fair enough.
heard from them or like see their comatose.
The one who knows what's
body.
up. Yeah.
Right. Annie, as far as knowing what's up too, as well. She don't know shit.
No, knows.
Oh,
Knows.
Right.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I forget that you weren't as much of a Tumblr person back in the day.
Nope.
Yeah.
I know like crack ships, and I know like some weird memes, but I am not in the like the in Attack on Titan fandom. There's so many like cursed experiences y'all shared in between 2013 and 2017.
Yeah.
2013
to 2017.
That's just crazy to
Yep.
think about, right? Oh my God, y'all! Thank you so much for the bits and subs coming in here.
Yes, thank you.
We'll shout y'all out here. We got IBG Music with the 100 bits. I've finally binged 3 reactions of AOT 3, season 2, 3, and part of 4. You guys are just wow. The discussions give me a better foundation to analyze and understand how amazing the show is. At the same time, I'm almost afraid to watch them. Sometimes you can be so accurate and have proven it by extrapolating a lot of that like extra thing there. It's like kind of right, answers in a sense. So much as to make me almost scared of getting spoiled from these discussions. But they're just so damn interesting. When I watch your reaction, oh no,
And then the text got it cut off.
got cut off. You had
But
too much comment there.
Thank you. It's,
Thank you, IBG.
That is
Appreciate
one of our favorite things to hear because, like, back before the channel, we would just talk about shows all the time, right? That's one of our favorite things to do.
Yeah.
And the idea that people would even be interested in hearing us talk about the shows, like even when we started reactions way back at the beginning, like we would actually have conversations of like, okay, now hold on. People don't actually want to hear discussions and stuff, so keep that to the absolute minimum.
Absolute minimum.
It's like because we don't want them to go on too long or anything. Turns out people like that.
Yeah.
So yeah. So it's great to hear.
Dolph, thank you so much for the Twitch Prime. HD Warrior 7788 with the 500 bits.
Thank
Niccolo,
you.
best Marleyan blonde.
Yep.
I mean, is he actually the only Marleyan blonde we know the name of? Like, technically, because Marleyan is like
right.
such a limited group of people, actually, in terms of named characters.
Right, if you
like
don't
it's
count like
Magath.
the warriors.
No, but the warriors are all Eldians.
Right, they're Eldians. Yeah,
So-
they grew up in Marley, but
Why
they're
would
Eldians.
you? Why would you count them?
Yeah, exactly. So it's
literally the only Marleyan I think we know the name of is Magath. Like all the others are like Willie, dead Eldian.
Is Yelena Marleyan?
No, you made a whole big deal about this in the reaction. You were like, she's from a conquered nation.
Oh, right, yeah,
Same
yeah,
with
exactly.
Onyankopon.
Yep,
That was the whole. That was the whole thing.
No, yeah, that's true.
Reiner is half. Okay, so Reiner.
That is a good point.
Reiner is the closest thing we have to.
And to be fair, with how
Marley
with how much Reiner is a good boy now, he does like double the half, to make it balance out.
right.
So yeah.
Trash Ocon, thank you so much for the Twitch Prime. 22
Yes,
months.
thank you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Yeah, the whole like calm pacing of this episode, despite it actually rather quickly jumping through a lot of little scenes and stuff, felt really nice because the characters that they actually spent the most time kind of introducing us to, other than Niccolo, are all characters that we've at least seen some of before. So, like Onyankopon and Yelena, it's now just getting to know, okay, well, what's their deal? Like, why are they here? And now we know that they're a part of the first, scout fleet.
Right.
And
Yeah.
what that means in general.
By the way, just, to prep you guys, since this episode was a bit slower, the podcast might not go for a full 3 hours or anything like that. Famous last words,
If anything, I think we've learned a bit of a lesson with regards to these podcasts is we can keep them still to the original, like, kind of 90 minutes length, and you guys are pretty much okay with that. I know that there are some of you that would be like, oh, go on forever and stuff like that, but I feel like they lose a bit of their oomph if we
their semblance
have
of
them
sanity
go on
even.
too long.
Yeah, well, this episode was kind of like a primer for like whatever they want to have happen next, right? Because it gave us the stuff of like, okay, the time skip,
weird,
what
right?
happened during that time, and like, where are we at now, and who are the players on all the sides, and why are they working with Zeke, and all that stuff.
See, that's the thing. We got like very little answers, actually. I feel like this was catching everyone up to speed rather than being a primer. It's the end cap. It's
Basically.
like hey, we're going to go back in time 3 years, but we're going to kind of give you a bit of a context thing for a couple things that we totally inferred over the last, 8 episodes.
Right.
But just in case you didn't get it, here you go. Also, here's some wholesome stuff with Sasha falling in love with a wholesome chef boy.
Yep.
Who initially was like, just kill me!
Kill
Just
the
kill
devils!
Kill
Yeah.
them! And now
The power of food and
the power of
and
humanity and love and food and
a desire for meat. There was something from IBG of I can't watch another reactor channel after yours for the same show was the last part. Thank you. You are too kind.
I did I think that's kind of almost a reference to the poll I did recently. I'm doing a lot more community polls just on the channel in general to drive engagement, because apparently that's a good thing for YouTube channels to do. But one of them was, how many reaction channels do you watch? And I kind of wanted it to be a thing of where people could then shout out other reaction channels as well. Because, like, guys, I mean, you guys are here. You guys that actually show up to Twitch and stuff for these things, odds are you watch our stuff, because most people don't stumble onto our Twitch randomly.
Right.
At least maybe a few people do, but not really. So if anything, it's kind of cool to every once in a while like hear like the, hey, I really like this other channel. It doesn't have to feel like weird or that you're like promoting someone else or something like that. It's a cool way to, I would say, emphasize a spirit of just general passion and positivity rather than kind of comparing.
Almost the way that Sasha and Niccolo were able to form a bond over their shared passion for food, I mean, yeah.
Even
though their peoples were at war and killing each other and all that.
Yeah, I mean, it's practically a drug, though, once you get that, like, perfect meat in your mouth and just the juices and everything.
Why,
of course,
Caleb?
No,
best.
Don't make it weird.
It's best like seasoning, where it's light and not overpowering.
Yeah, exactly. And that's where it's, it's not so complicated. It's just when that good food hits you, and it's just
Good food is good. Tautology
it'll-
aside, like that's
Yeah, it'll do quite a bit. Quite a bit. HD Warrior, thank you so much for the 200 bits.
Thank you.
Oh shit, I'd retract my statement. Reiner, best half Marleyan blonde and best boy in my opinion, but Niccolo, best Marleyan tsundere, chef blonde.
Indeed.
Yes, we can attribute all the wonderful tags to these goodest boys.
And now Sasha's dead.
Sasha's dead, y'all.
Yay!
Yay.
And he's getting beaten up by Eldians because he's a Marleyan, and how dare he grieve at the grave
of
an Eldian
that died in the war with his nation.
Mm-hmm.
Yikes.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Guys, we're going to go in and discuss Attack on Titan Season 4, Episode 9. And I'm rather excited because there are a couple key lines that I think if you just kind of pull them out of context and just realize that we're watching Attack on Titan and this is the final season, and you look at these lines and you realize, oh, that's been said before in a different context.
Because I was born into this world and all that,
there's
all that
so
jazz.
many ones like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
But can we just take a moment to appreciate how hot Eren was while looking in the mirror?
I mean,
like,
he was dripping wet.
He was dripping wet.
I mean,
holy back muscles.
That's like a 5 times magnitude thing with regards to sexiness.
And then like pulling the hair back and everything. Like
pulling the hair
long
back.
locks be gone.
Yeah, the pulling the hair back thing, we'll get into that, but it felt almost like he was like, okay, I'm resolved. This is gonna go like this
Tatakai.
way. Yeah, Tatakai.
If you don't fight, you die. Hey, if you fight, you can survive.
Here we go, guys.
Yep.
All right, so let's check my little stuff.
Indeed. At long last, Chad Eren is here.
Okay, cool. So that's set up. Cool. So
Okay.
now...
And the way they really baited us with the whole thing of like Armin talking to Annie and all that. Like,
yeah, I initially thought that he was talking to Eren. Right?
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Like that it was something with regards to like...
Definitely talking about Eren.
Yeah. But when he was holding the shell, that was my moment of, oh, wait. He's holding on to that because it's connected to that point when him and Eren were at least... whatever's gone on between them, because we still don't have the full understanding. It's more that they grew apart,
right,
in some ways, but it's still not
shown
as clear.
rather than told.
Well, it's still not, I would say, even.
Well,
really
okay,
shown.
yeah, because there's other details that we can get. Yeah,
it feels like it's not enough to where things would be.
Yeah, we're shown where they're at now.
Yeah, but we don't really show like the full breadth of 3 years ago till now. We kind of jump through a bunch of little things focused on more just what it means to have the Marleyans that came on the scout fleets to parody, helping them.
If anything, the fact that we don't see like a specific schism almost gives it this sense of like Armin and sort of Mikasa realizing like, wait, how long has this schism been happening?
Yeah.
Like, was it since the beginning of the show or like what?
Yeah. Okay, so Eren's yoked. He's yoked out. We are gone from the days of boulders that we were like, oh, that's so unrealistic. There's no way he could pick up the boulder. And Matt Pat with his theories of like, there is no way given the size of that boulder and Titans being hollow and all this stuff. Yeah, no, screw that. We're just going to pick up a ship out of the water. And not just pick it up out of the water and use, physics to the incline
carry
and
it.
angle and stuff. But just carry it on his back. Like,
Well, it's that extra parallel to Eren Yeager and Eren Kruger. Because that was something Eren Kruger did.
But that was a wooden ship. That was a wooden ship.
Was it?
Because it broke over his back. It
Oh,
broke
okay.
and it was splintered with wood and stuff. I
Gotcha.
rewatch, especially those episodes, so many times.
I mean, to be fair,
there are
to be
any-
fair, that was like 20 years ago too. So that makes sense that the technology for the Marleyan ships would have been very different from back then.
Right.
And yes, ships are hollow. You know,
Ships are hollow, guys.
they weigh
I'm
less
with
than that
you.
amount of water. You know, because they float. So, you know,
I'm with you guys, but I would say there's no way that the boulder weighed more than the ship based on just dimensions alone. So
yeah, it's
that being said, it's freaking badass. Though.
It is freaking
and,
badass.
and it is
Yep.
a cool way to show that it wasn't just Armin coming in and going
boom, yeah,
and
no,
just
no.
destroying the ship.
Armin
No.
was the finisher.
Armin.
He was the coup de grace.
Armin wasn't even needed here.
Yeah, they needed precision here, so they used the Titan, Aaron, and just carry the ship over to land. Like, because the biggest problem, if you think about it, right, with the 4-year time skip that we got and everything, is how the hell did they adjust to the new world that they find themselves in, right? All the technology and things like that, and just the world being different, and people being all over, and like getting off of parody and blending in and everything, and like getting the blimp and whatnot. It's like, how do they do that in 4 years?
So
well, this is how.
This is how. And it's also, this is all a setup for how parody could actually potentially, theoretically go to war with the Zawardo and not activate, the full powers
rumbling.
of the founding Titan. Yeah, exactly. So, okay. Cool.
Yep, it's gonna be fine.
Gonna be fine, yeah.
Definitely nothing awful happening at all.
And that is quite the sight. And then
And
of course,
Hanji, this was
Hanji
something we
just
forgot to mention
reminding
in the
us.
discussion, but this whole scene with Hanji here
is just
was
it
beautiful.
drips with nostalgia.
The part where she grabs the gun and then is like looking down the barrel.
That's
like,
a
how
completely
does this
different
work?
scene, though.
No. It's basically the same scene.
It's not, though.
Like, that. Oh my God.
It's the same emotion because it's the
Yes.
excitement that she has over something new coming into her environment.
Yep.
But also her enthusiasm betraying her lack of sanity in certain fringe areas of her mind. And just being like, hey guys, how was it to get carried by a Titan?
We've got tea.
Yeah, come on ashore. It'll be great.
Let's talk. We have so much to discuss.
Yeah. It feels like this part of Hanji was I don't know how to say it, but it
Presentation.
it was suppressed over the course of the next 3
Oh,
years.
no, yeah,
because she became military general
Well,
with terrifying,
Yeah.
the whole battle plan that she had to plan with Armin and stuff.
Let's think about it this way. What's happened with Hanji since she got introduced? Because when she got introduced, she was very sort of lackadaisical, happy-go-lucky, and, I'm aroused by Titans and whatnot, right? But then we get the scouts entirely being decimated, Erwin dying and giving his command to her, and now she has to deal with all of this crazy shit that's going on. She lost an eye. She doesn't have frickin', I'm so sorry, I forgot his
Moblet.
name, Moblet. She
Never
doesn't
forget.
have, never
I
forget
forgot
Moblet.
one time and I never will
Yeah,
again.
Like, the girl's got a lot of pressure, a lot of demands,
Quite a bit, yeah.
So the fact that she's able to still cut loose and have some fun here, that's important.
This was one of those Hanji plans, like
Yes.
where
Right.
of like all the plans that were like very much like they had the Armin kind of tint to them.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah, exactly. That is totally Hanji. Hanji's like, so guys, I found a way to take the spinal fluid of Titans and grind it into like little like powder. I can just snort it.
Aaron, you're yoked and I'm coked. We make a great team.
Yes. I could totally see Hanji snorting any kind of Titan-related shenanigans or.
Oh, she would totally grind up the
have you.
bones and snort it if
Exactly.
it didn't all evaporate or whatever.
Now, the way in which she has, I believe, who is it right next to her?
That's Niccolo.
Right, Niccolo and Levi, though.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It was a nice little way for us to kind of understand the situation they're in, but also just the three different people with their different emotions here. Levi's just like, I'm in serious mode here.
I'm the straight man to her comedy routine.
Yeah. If I have to do anything here, this guy's gonna die, then they're gonna die.
Yep.
And I'm going to enjoy it. And this poor guy here.
Yeah.
Just the way they basically used the same cheese on the same trap over and over again, and this was the first kind of iteration on that plan, and then they just looped it over and over and over and
rinse
over
and
and over
repeat.
again.
Yeah.
You gotta feel bad for the people in Marley in Command who are like, well, the 17th ship didn't work. Let's send in 18, 19, and 20. Wait, no, these are fleets. Sorry. Let's send fleet 18, 19, and 20 all at once. That should make it work even better.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And then Hanji's like, guys, I think we'll need to use Armin and Aaron for this one.
It just goes back to the whole thing that, was it Aaron or Armin who commented on this? I can't remember. I think it was Aaron in season 1, where it's, I guess in order to decide to be a scout, you have to be a little crazy.
That's true.
You know? Like with Miike like sniffing him and all that stuff, and Hanji being like,
I love also the idea that over the course of this time they had to do a bunch of new recruitment. And basically all the members of the 104th Hanji
are now the veterans.
Yeah, and Levi and all them, they're the veterans, but also one or more of them has to do recruitment.
Sure.
And just the idea that the one who would actually be the most enthusiastic about it would be Hanji.
Like, can you imagine Levi trying to do recruitments? He's like, all right,
it'll probably be Jean.
Can you get me a milk box or something for me to stand on? Okay, so, and then Jean would be honest. Like, you
Jean would be
that.
like, no, I think Jean would be actually pretty good at it.
Well, the thing is, he doesn't have Erwin's eyebrows. Erwin was able to be honest because he has his eyebrows, right?
He has the goatee, man.
Not even Mikasa appreciates the goatee. Like,
who cares what Mikasa thinks?
Jean does.
Aaron hasn't.
Jean does.
dude, if you show me a character that is like, Mikasa, what are your thoughts on this? I'll like.
Okay, that's fair.
No one has ever asked that question in this entire freaking show, Jacob.
Right. I'm pretty sure you're right.
Don't make me go off here, man.
But
Jean has stepped up and become a leader.
But Hanji can do all of the vapid, hollow, shallow, shining up of the survey conlegiment, right, for all the recruits. And it's not actually going to be a suicide mission necessarily, because instead of a bunch of Titans, now they're just fighting the whole world, you know?
Sure.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny how much...
I don't understand how you don't understand my simping for Erwin's eyebrows, Jenny. That's...
What I kind of loved about this episode in a structure way is this was a breather episode with regards to tone as well. There were a lot of lighthearted aspects here.
It's almost like we need it after.
It's almost like we needed
everything
it.
that's happened.
So all of this being something where they're like, hey, explaining how they got all the fleets to constantly get not just disappeared into who knows where, but also then Marleyan technology, which then apparently then was used to augment probably everything.
They had those semi-auto pistols on their, like with their gear and everything.
Their new ODM gear in general, so it's...
all the Levi Zeke scenes were just...
Oh yeah, we'll get to those. Okay, but we set up a new character here that basically shows that, anyone can change if they're put into a different environment.
Yes.
And this is, I think, the point of Niccolo's character here, is that immediately upon getting introduced to them, Captain, forget about me and shoot these devils!
Yep. Because he's trying to protect his friends. Don't let me be used to put yourselves in harm's way.
And I love this face from Hanji. She's just like, dude, like, what are you doing, man? Like, bruh, do you even realize the situation you're in? Like... Like, Hanji feels like she's trying not to, like, bust out laughing. She's like, dude, Levi has his sword in your back right now. Like the only reason he hasn't killed you is because I'm having too much fun right now.
Yeah.
So, like,
No,
come
man,
on.
you're effed either way. Just make sure we're having a good time, and maybe you'll get out of this.
But this is the levity thing. Just look at Levi. He's just like, I'm
Straight
done.
man to the comedy routine. Yeah.
No. I refuse to entertain her any more than she already is. No, I'm not gonna feed into this. No. But
Ooh, okay.
Hold on.
That's
accidentally clicked the wrong thing there. Let me lock that so I don't accidentally do that again.
That's probably a good idea. Yeah.
But I accidentally just like blacked out our camera capture there.
So there was a good point that was brought up though, Caleb.
Yes.
What would you say if the first islander you met was Hanji? Let's say you're one of the Marleyan crew sent to scout out the island, right? See why we lost contact, right? And then all of a sudden, you meet this eye-patch, bespectacled, crazy lady.
That is a good point. She has an eye patch
Yeah.
and regular glasses over the eye patch.
Yep. Well, because, I mean, a monocle would just be too much.
No, I got
It would be
you.
awesome,
But it's the inconvenience of the fact that she has a useless half of her glasses that's there just to keep... I never
You know
thought
what
about
Hanji
that.
needs? She needs a glass eye. Imagine
Oh,
her
so she
with
doesn't
like...
have to wear an eye patch.
Well, so you're right. I mean, the eye patch is a cool look, but can you imagine? Because
She's randomly doing ODM gear stuff and it just pops out.
Well, okay, but so the eye patch upgrades her cool factor, right?
Oh, totally.
But-
Super badass look.
But for the crazy factor, imagine if she had a glass eye and one eye was going crazy and then the other one was like pointing over here and just not doing anything.
There's so many moments in Attack on Titan where you can tell that however it was adapted, there was some freeze frame of a Titan with like a crazed look, you know?
Sure.
And what they try to get it into these little things here where humans are about to commit some kind of crazy act of violence or the Titans are about to do something crazy violent, they show how insane human beings look when they're about to just commit these horrific acts of violence. So their eyes are going all over the place and it's just, you know? So, I don't know, Hanji would fit kind of to be the poster child of the, yeah, we're crazy.
Yep.
We own it, and we will give you weapons to
take their
help
insults
your insanity
and wear
go.
it like armor.
Build the cause of parody and your friends.
Oh boy, yes, Hanji for Pirate King, exactly.
Hanji for the Pirate King.
Mad Eye Moody, yep.
Also, shout out to this shot here. I was waiting for this because it seemed like the Marleyans just like had a momentary blip of amnesia where they're like, "Oh, you devils, we don't mingle with you!" Start pointing their guns, and she's like, did you forget? Like, there's a Titan that just picked up your boat.
Right.
I don't know if you want to be doing that.
It's like really
not
you know,
a good idea.
Yeah.
And while
not helping your sitch much.
Right, and while this scene is hilariously funny because Hanji's commanding the scene,
It's hella dark.
it is shit your pants scary because Aaron's doing nothing. He's just standing
just waiting.
there menacingly.
Yeah, like if they wanted to have like the menacing characters JoJo's style just
Really,
start coming
that's
off
the
of
perfect
Aaron,
moment.
they could have, and I wouldn't have minded that much. Like,
Right.
I would have minded a little, but not that much. Yeah.
Yes. Oh boy. All right. So that's the beginning there. They end up eventually surrendering, even though one of them does have to get shot.
Right.
And that's thanks to
I was never sure
that-
whether it was. Oh no,
I
that's
believe it was Yelena.
Yeah, it was Yelena. Yeah,
Yelena
right.
ended up
Sasha was
shooting.
getting ready to shoot,
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
she did it. Yep.
And we're introduced more officially, it feels like, to Yelena.
Tall girl.
Very tall, very tall. And I will say that I like that once we've now like gotten to know her, she does look a little like Armin. Like that little bit.
Oh.
It's a little bit. The face is much smaller, like in a weird way. Like it's like way smaller. It's all neck. Like all neck, you know.
Yeah, and
extreme amounts of neck.
And Yelena's look when she was talking about Zeke and sort of I feel like that's a similar look to when Aaron got the idea of, I'll tell Bertolt that we're torturing Annie, like to distract him
when
in
Armin
season 2.
said that?
Yes, Armin.
Yeah.
I meant Armin.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah,
I got you.
Yes, I totally ruined that.
When Armin thought that, he kind of had this, like,
It's similar. Yeah.
right. But with her, it almost gave me that. What's the girl from Police Girl from?
Yes.
Hellsing Ultimate.
Absolutely. Sarah's Victoria.
Sarah's
That's
Victoria.
Right.
Yeah, she gave me Sarah's Victoria vibes a little bit, and it was just this like, she's a Zeke shrimp.
She is a happy sub.
Very happy sub,
Yeah.
or maybe a wishful sub.
Sure. Yes.
You know.
Well, okay.
You want what you can never
No,
have.
here's the thing. Okay, she's like 6'7" or whatever. She's been the big spoon her whole life, right?
Aw.
And she wants to be the
Aw.
little spoon. She sees this giant 17-meter Titan, and she's like, "It could finally happen. It could finally happen."
Nestled in his warm fur. Oh, yes. All right. Well, that's Yelena, a diplomat, not a spy, but like a very real player in this story now.
Yep.
Someone who I was just more like, oh, this is someone that, is a double agent, just someone that's betrayed Marley. It's like, no, she's head of the Zeke fan club.
Right. Exactly.
Like very big potential deal with anything regarding Zeke. And Hanji might have found a friend, someone that's in love with a Titan more than she is.
Yeah. Wait. So I know it's not Titans in general, but there is a Titan that makes you horny. Girl, let's talk.
Let's make this happen.
Oh my
and
God.
I also really I also really like the idea that almost immediately once we got everyone into the Zeppelin and everything, there's Aaron and Zeke sitting pretty close to each other there, but standing flanked right behind Zeke and off to his side is Yelena, just kind of standing there yep, this is where I'm meant to be.
Yep.
It gives very hardcore Mike and Erwin vibes, where Erwin is I am the one
The quiet blonde that's really tall that stands next to the other person.
Yeah, and makes them look really serious. You know when you have the leader who doesn't look physically imposing? Like Zeke
Levi?
does.
Or...
Well, yeah, sure, but Levi's not a leader.
No, he's not.
No. More like the idea of when you have someone who's really... They don't look intimidating. Erwin doesn't look intimidating that much, really. Zeke definitely does not look intimidating.
Yeah, that's true.
But when you have this tall, like you were saying, 6'7",
yep,
just giant standing behind them, looking
all
serious.
she needs is armor.
All she needs is armor. You're right, dude.
Just saying.
You're really. Yeah,
just saying. The technology, it doesn't really match well with armor happening in this setting and whatnot. But
yeah. And then she does the "I've longed to meet you, Aaron," and then we cut to the OP. But that's a nice, cool, also subtle context bit. Is that Zeke talks about Aaron?
Yes.
And I mean, talks. Because this is the part that's weird about Zeke's motivations here, is that we have to keep in context that he sold out his parents.
Yeah, that little
thing.
It's easy to forget.
It's easy to forget.
But Zeke sold out his parents to be turned into Titans and everything.
His actual blood parents to be executed effectively
in a horrific way. Not just executed, damned to an eternal life of
he might not have known
mindless
all that details though.
I'm pretty sure he could figure out that they would get turned into pure Titans
good point.
And sent to parody.
Grisha and Dinah would have definitely told him the stakes of it at that young of an age. That's the point. So he knew what was going on.
Let's damn them to an eternity of mindless cannibalism.
Which means that everything that he does here, we just have to get we have to keep that all in context, because it means that it means a couple things. One, it could
just
mean...
two. Literally just two.
yeah, sure. But I mean, theoretically, it could mean that he was in from the beginning, and this was his ultimate act of, well, they'll never suspect me
Oh,
now.
sure, after I do this, yeah.
Yeah.
Right, it's that which would
But
be
I don't
really
think that's
Yeah.
don't think that's it.
if they did, it would be a really like twisted, dark like
Yep.
thing of the, be careful what you wish for because
Right.
you did turn me into the ultimate like sleeper agent or whatever, Grisha. But
Exactly. Yo-yo there. They were kind of shitty parents in the respect that they brainwashed their kid.
just a bit.
It's the
Just a
equivalent
bit.
of hard shoving religion down a child's throat, like the second they can begin to comprehend
But also saying
basic concepts.
become
And
like
just,
a zealot soldier for this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's really screwed up. So I think he absolutely did it out of I'm done with you. Get out of my life. I'll take my grandparents, who I probably barely know, over you two. But how much did Zeke, the man, having grown up in that, then reconcile that with what he then probably comes to learn about the world and stuff in general? And then also when he becomes the Beast Titan and realizes that he only has 13 years to live, then what
Right.
parts about him change as he realizes, oh, what did my life mean?
Well,
what did I do with my life?
Yeah, well, the one thing that we have that seems potentially like genuine from Zeke, like really genuine, is the part when he said, "Aaron, I will come back and rescue you."
I will come
right?
back and rescue
and
you
that
from
still
from
could
our
be
father's,
something
like, brainwashing, or
right?
something.
And that could still be something where it's him trying to manipulate Aaron.
Oh, totally.
Totally. But it probably comes from some.
It comes from
place
some
of,
semblance of truth. If you
right.
will.
Yeah.
Okay, so now let's get into the conversation. Oh wait, no. We have some wholesomeness with the 104th, and we have Sasha being
alive,
here.
even though her eyes are closed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Mikasa tells her to wake up, and this time she actually does. Yeah.
But yeah, look at them. It's nice because you can tell that they're older.
Right.
But they're not that much older.
Right.
No
Jean
facial
doesn't
hair
have the
on
stubble
Jean.
yet. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh.
Yep.
Oh, it's just cool to see them. Yeah. But yeah, Mikasa just
no napping.
No napping. But this is something
Armin's focusing on the real gem here.
Yeah. This is also just something that's rather different. Look at the hope in his eyes. Look at the joy. This boy didn't have that when he reached for Aaron's hand on the Zeppelin.
Well, to be fair, this is getting a tactical advantage where with Aaron it's more of like a liability, at this point.
Yeah, well, either way, still.
Yeah.
The eyes, man. The eyes are way more filled with something else there.
And then Aaron being the pragmatic.
Yep. Marley comes in force, we're screwed. And then we get the dingus Hanji pointing the gun at her eye.
Like the fact that
I have seen a glorious meme where it shows like Moblit's ghost right next to her. He's like,
no,
Hanji, no.
Yeah. And the fact that she's doing it at the other eye. So theoretically, imagine that she somehow shot herself but survived, and then she's got 2 eye patches.
And then she's all like, "Welcome, Marley," and so she's facing the wrong direction. Levi's like, to the left, Hanji. She's like, "Yes, to the welcome, Marley."
It's like, Hanji, you've got 1 good eye left.
Jesus Christ! Like,
and the fact that it cut
God.
to like the almost James Bond style like camera looking through the barrel first, at her eye.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But that simple little bit, and our crazed little fanatic here is freaking out because of semi-automatic weapons, and meanwhile Levi is not amused.
I still like my swords.
Yep. I refuse to change.
Yep.
I carved up the underbelly of Sheena and stuff with my blades just fine. But there's this resignation in Yelena's voice of like, you guys are woefully behind in terms of where we are technologically.
Okay.
The idea of her being like, whoa, a semi-automatic weapon. She's like,
that's standard
issue.
Yeah. And there are 1 million troops in the Marleyan military.
We're more starting to roll out the automatic stuff.
Right.
That's where we're at. Like, remember the whole bunker that
Right.
Gabby was trying to get rid of with the war crimes and stuff like that, with the grenades attached to her foot. That was the equivalent of like an MG42, you know, or what have you, in the
I'll pretend to know, what kind of gun that is, but yes.
World War II mounted machine gun.
Gotcha.
Germans used. But yeah, the Marley Army has 20,000 soldiers per division, with 50 divisions, a million soldiers.
Someone actually pointed out in the comments, in the YouTube comments, that is actually surprisingly small. Because if you compare Marley to World War I Germany, or World War II...
It was probably World War II.
It was probably World War II. But that basically, they had about, like, a little under 1 million troops before, like, the war even started. And then it got up to, like, 5 million, I think, at the peak. So maybe that just goes to show how effective the Titans are, and that maybe they don't actually need as crazy of a military because, you send in Titans to do shit.
Yeah. I would say that, surprisingly, the part that's, I would say, actually where it's skewed more on the larger side of things, showing maybe the not surface area, but the borders of Marley are dictated a lot of times by sea, is the fact that Yelena then says that there's the Navy with 3 fleets, each comprised of 21 battleships.
Yep.
And if those are full-sized battleships...
Oh, yeah, that's terrifying.
Way more than most... I would say most nations' fleets had during the World War I and II eras and stuff.
Gotcha.
Whereas they would have more like 20 battleships total.
Now, thankfully, they did just have a war, which probably cost them a few, and then Armin, colossal nuked a lot of them.
Yes, exactly missed. 1 million is the population of Parody. So
it's
a bit crazy. Yeah. In some ways, the only reason why Parody has never been captured all this time was what Yelena brings up later, that they've been dropping pure Titans as punishment, but also the fact that it's an island.
Oh, right. And
so
also,
makes it
with the
really
whole
awkward
1 million
to
soldiers
invade.
thing, that's what they do as just a casual thing, where barely any Marleyans are even actually in the military, because it's all conscripts from conquered nations.
Yeah.
So if it goes into any kind of drawn out conflict, they could just be like, oh yeah, we need more people. Yep.
Yeah. And then I love, like, once they bring up aerial warfare, and Hanji's just like, what?
Wait, what? And then, don't freak out or they'll think we're weak. Yeah.
And Onyankapon's like so wholesome, just like, oh, in other words, vehicles allowing one to attack the enemy from the sky.
Yeah.
He feels like so just matter of fact and straightforward with it. There's no condescension or anything. And
from the sky? Nani?
Immediately just... Yeah. But then asking the big question here...
Why haven't they attacked
us? Why haven't they attacked in a year? Mm-hmm. And it's like, you took out 2 of our greatest Titan weapons, the female and the colossal Titan.
Yep.
And I think it's really cool to kind of keep this in mind here. But one of the things that wasn't necessarily...
oh, no.
I don't know if this was necessarily something that Zeke would have reported back, but maybe Reiner would have. Would they have reported back that the colossal Titan or the female Titan would have changed wielders?
Well, they wouldn't know necessarily.
Because they would have no way to know, right?
Yeah. Well, okay. I think in the case of Annie, they would know that it didn't change wielders because of how much time passed and things like that.
Not really.
I mean, I guess they wouldn't know, but
if anything, the fact that Annie was never seen again, basically from season 1 onward, even though when Armin brings up we've been torturing her and keeping her within an inch of her life to where she keeps just regenerating back, but she can't transform. Freaking Bertolt had no information to contradict that. So
Reiner did, I think, tell him afterwards. He was like, they were lying. They were saying that to get under your skin. There's no way they could have done that. Or I can't remember, but there was something that he said to basically be like, to calm Bertolt down a bit.
I don't remember that at all. You guys can probably in the chat, you guys know what he's referring to, probably.
It might have been like later after the fight when they're like leaving and it's like, wait, no, we have to go back and get Annie. They're torturing her. And it's like, well, hold on.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the Titans were lost. So,
Oh, that was Zeke who said that. Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
Okay. And this little bit was also something that's kind of nice. The fact that Yelena was like, wait a minute, if we're outside the walls having tea here,
Hold
you
on
must
a
have
second.
killed all the Titans roaming around. Is that true? And Hanji has the, oh no, I did not think I would reveal this much
Information
without saying it. And then Levi's all, what if it is, you're going to report it to Marley. And the fact that Yelena's like, no.
I'm actually kind of turned on.
Or not. No, it doesn't have to be sexual. It's just the idea that she's like,
eyes only for Zeke.
Oh, why? Like,
that's
how
excellent.
are you guys capable of that?
Right, because that's the other thing. Zeke, in his Beast Titan form, he grabbed the whole thing of the 3D maneuver gear, and he's like, this is curious, it
and
lets you zip around and whatnot. Yeah, and definitely would have told everybody about that,
right. Yeah.
But there's a big difference of being told about that and experiencing it in a similar way with Porco, being like, oh, they know how to fight Titans versus like, oh shit, they're all coming at me, And so then it's like, oh no, you just cleaned them all out.
Because at this point, she hasn't seen that they have the Colossal Titan too. That's the other thing.
Right.
At this point in the episode right here, she doesn't know.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's probably something that they're doing just intentionally to be like, no. We don't want to reveal the Colossal Titan unless we have to. So for now,
right,
keep it like this. And as of right now, we've just been kind of catching the parody crew up to speed with what we, the audience, know regarding the political state of things, regarding the tactical and strategic state of things, but then also why they're here. They came from conquered nations, and, they must have big backers or something, right? But then there's kind of this, like, are we doing this? We're doing this right now, Yelena?
Are we really going to tell them?
Are we going to talk about this?
Mm-hmm.
Onyankapon's been very quiet
throughout
this whole thing, kind of being like, Yelena, you can take the lead. And there's this bit where Yelena's like, we were powerless, Marley took our homes and forced us to be soldiers. But then in the next line, like, Onyankapon kind of looks away, and she says, we were close to losing hope at ever striking back. And then they reveal what their name is, basically. But that's
until we met him.
Until we met him. A titan that people of the world feared, calling it a devil.
Yeah.
And, she gets a full view of the booty. Yeah, I mean, you did it first, so.
That's true. That's true. I guess I'm not one to talk.
Yeah. The Beast Titan being a titan that's likened to a devil or a god or basically one of the strongest titans there is. I always found it strange when the Colossal Titan was referred to as like the strongest of all the titans, or just like, oh, it's the Colossal Titan.
It's the god of destruction.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, sure. But maybe it's just the fact that Zeke's using the Beast Titan, but the Beast Titan just seems to be, I mean, on a whole other level. Just the fact that he can turn Eldians into Titans.
That alone is ridiculous.
That's
that's
breaking the rules.
Yep.
That's breaking the
right.
You're not no, how do you do
Summoning
that?
is always busted. The game
Summoning
master will always get pissed at you whenever you're like, I would like to summon,
so all
16,
all civilians within a half-mile radius
turn into CR 11.
They gain this stat block here.
Right.
And they go on my initiative. Well, all right.
What?
Does it have an upper limit, like up to 5? No, any.
Does it have any like
Save
negative
DC
side effects
or something?
Well, I'm not in direct control of them or anything. I just turn them into that. That is not nearly enough of a penalty.
It's just I am very worried about Zeke being in parody and not being dead.
That's right. Zeke fan club versus Aaron fan club. Yelena versus Mikasa. Both the strong ladies in the show with the two brothers that they simp over.
Wow, that's funny. And of course they have matching hair color for their respective leaders of their
light and dark hair at the very
clubs.
least. Yeah.
I mean, blonde, black hair.
No, Aaron's is brown. Aaron's hair is brown.
Oh, you're right.
Aaron's hair is
Aaron's hair is brown. You're right. But yeah, a god. And it's our first little instance of Kami being name dropped in the episode.
Yelena just turns full on into Tanya.
Yes, exactly.
Or maybe like Historia turns into Tanya.
Sure. But
yeah, this look.
This gave me yandere vibe.
This is
kind of
the
look here.
She drank the Kool-Aid a long time ago.
It's the what was the abridged that had Sasha when she's like, I got the meat.
Oh yeah. And then they have like the vibrator start.
No. It's just the.
Oh, okay. There wasn't one of them where they had the vibrator turn on at that moment, and then Connie's like, I have the most awkward boner.
I think that's the same one.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I think that's the same.
Yeah,
one.
it's easy to miss the vibrator noise in the background, but yeah.
But anyway, I'm just surprised she didn't start drooling here.
Yeah, I'm glad they didn't have her do that. But she does snap herself out of it.
Yeah, so they are the anti-Marleyan volunteers, and our goal is to free the Eldian people.
Yep.
Okay. So we have a resistance group that's ongoing, and it's definitely not something that was just started recently. There's no way that's just wait, we just did this a week ago, and now we're on our way here. Yeah. Oh, boy.
And then we get the whole thing of them talking and trying to plan and figure things out. And for one of the first times ever, I actually agree with the nameless, faceless military people that are like, don't do the thing. You know, because it's like,
no.
Wait, this person that annihilated our military is saying that he wants to work with us so that way both the nuclear keys will be in the same spot, and he won't tell us why he wants us to do this, but he'll tell us later after we do what he wants us to do. I'm sorry, but call me a skeptic, but this seems a bit sus.
Yeah. According to Zeke, he has a secret plan to solve the Eldian issue. Wait, when was it an Eldian issue, and why was it not a Marleyan issue?
Right. Yeah. Like,
I just find it a bit oddly framed as according to Zeke, he has a secret plan to solve the way that we can exist in this world and not immediately, have to go to war. Like Zeke has a plan for world peace. Zeke has a plan to stop Eldian discrimination. Zeke has a plan to end the persecution on the Eldians. No, it said the Eldian issue. Wait, what? Why was it framed this way? Just in terms of verbiage, not verbiage, just this just immediately went red alert. Alarms going off in my head. I'm like, Zeke, I need to get inside your head, sir, because I'm worried. The fact that you apparently said, and I quote, the Eldian issue. No.
Phrasing,
definitely. And to carry it out, it requires the founding Titan and a Titan with royal blood. So now we know at least what kind of things are possible with what he's going to do with the plan.
Founding Titan with royal blood.
He's going to use the founding Titan's power in some specific way. That could mean a lot of things, unfortunately. There's no that means he must be doing this.
So one of the top agents of the enemy is saying that the one big defense we have, he wants to be able to use it for something that he says will help us.
What is it? We don't know.
We don't know.
Tell us.
What has been the main objective of the enemy so far? To get it.
Yeah. He will only reveal the plan when his conditions are met. And this is probably one of the best kind of obvious little subtle hints in the episode.
Oh, yeah?
Is that after Hanji says to carry it out, it requires these things. With both, the world can be saved.
And then Aaron perks up at that.
Aaron perks up at not just with both the world can be saved, at the previous bit as well.
Oh, with both these things.
Yeah. It's all one, it's all one statement.
Right.
But the part that's interesting here is that Armin in the very next frame goes, kind of noticed that Aaron clued in, which means that Aaron understands potentially what Zeke's plan is. Potentially. Now, the part that's freaky about this is that Aaron doesn't tell anyone in the episode what he thinks Zeke's plan might be.
Well, I think, okay, so it could be that he figured out what the plan is, but it could also just be that he's like, oh, wait, this is a thumb war, right? And whichever one of us goes first, maybe if he's has some plan to do the things, if I'm the other person with the key to the nukes, then maybe I can do something too.
Yeah, no.
Oh.
No. I disagree.
Okay.
I completely disagree.
All right.
I think this is something where he has a knowing look on his face of, oh. Because if he looked like this was then I need to take this seriously. It's about who moves first. He would straighten up, in my opinion, and kind of go,
Okay.
I'm ready for this. Okay, I need to take this seriously. But instead he just kind of goes, like he's looking down, which is this, I am imagining a theoretical scenario of events or, cause effects kind of things and stuff like that. And he goes, oh.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't this the part that then where he tells them like, where
Yes.
there's the whole thing about Historia, and he's like, well, I didn't say anything earlier because, didn't want you guys to turn her into a Titan or whatever.
Right. So then this is what he does share.
Right. Yeah. He's like, oh yeah, he's telling the truth. I remember. Yeah.
Yeah. What I think it is he's basically saying, I now understand why he needs the Founding Titan and
Right.
someone with royal blood, basically. Him. And he's like, I remember, the one time I was able to use the Founding Titan's power, and I feel like this is one of those things where it's kind of necessary that the story does this, but I don't think a lot of people knew this information down pat. I think that this is something that was very much given.
Right, the pieces were all there, but no one had ever said it in like a succinct way necessarily.
Right, and for the audience, this is an important thing for them to just have in the forefront of their mind so that they're not confused when this kind of stuff is brought up later.
That's a pretty good idea too, Noid, is that he's if it's possible that then he would realize that basically Historia could be safe and he could share that information because since Zeke's in the picture, there's someone that they can try and do the plan with that's already a Titan, and they wouldn't have to like be like, all right, let's take some of that serum he gave us and injected it straight into Historia or something.
I still do think that it is something where by saying this, Historia is still theoretically in danger of that.
Totally.
There is nothing that makes them want to work with Zeke.
Yep.
Like, why would you work with Zeke when you could theoretically just do this with two people who you at the very least kind of know both of their motivations?
Or at the very least have a backup plan. Like, I mean, granted, she is their queen, so that does make it a little bit more complicated, but
if it
crazy war and stuff,
Yeah, if it came down to it, you could be like, all right, Aaron, we're going to need you to go break open Annie. Historia, are you ready? Yeah. Okay. Annie, sorry, wakes up immediately. The thing is being shattered and pure Titan munch.
Well, that is one of the reasons why it is very helpful that he didn't get Porco.
Yes,
he might be able to do that with the Warhammer.
He
might be able to do that with Warhammer.
Why not just make a drill?
Well, okay. Yeah. Well, and we did see the point where, like, now granted it was arm hardening on the arms, not like solid hardening, so it might be different. But yeah, the hammer that the Warhammer used did go right through his hardened arms. So
yeah. Now his hardened arms weren't hard enough to break through the hardening of the crystal.
It's very complicated, but yeah.
It's okay. Yeah. And I liked the way that
or he could actually make just straight up a nutcracker with Warhammer hardening.
I liked the way that Aaron kind of put this up. Is that that Titan had to be my father's other wife, Dinah Fritz. Zeke, Dinah's son, must have figured out a way to elude the vow-renouncing war, which is a very a very kind of poetic way of saying the will of the first king,
Right. The amalgamation of people that have come before and their memories and
Right, but the idea that, that being something that Aaron's like, okay, based on Zeke's plan, the way we know that we can trust at least a portion of his logic here is that, well, probably because of the fact that you have the essences of the two keys here in separate containers here. In fact, you have the Founding Titan here.
Right.
And you have the Royal Blood here. Means that Aaron can't use the Founding Titan's power.
Right.
Not necessarily. And then you have Zeke, who has basically the way to unlock it, then
That's like some dark FMA
yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
Like,
it's a weird
like
ritual of
two
sorts.
brothers coming together to bring about Armageddon or whatever. Like,
Right. And if Zeke's plan is something along those lines, I don't think it takes necessarily even a genius gigabrain Hanji or Armin like think tanking over a
Right.
week with caffeine in a closed room to be like, sorry, for the sake of
Just
us all, we're just gonna use
security and everything.
Historia.
yeah.
We're just gonna use Historia.
That's some dark like lifeboat drill stuff where it's like you take a risk with the enemy.
Just ask Historia. Would you rather do it with you,
Well,
or would you
sure.
rather give it up to someone who you know nothing about?
And then she says, "No, I'm the worst person in the world, and I want to live because I was born into this world." And then they're like, "That's cool and all, but you know."
Well, I think that they would at the very least ask her.
Sure.
Just get her opinion or desires on this.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a bit short-sighted to it not at the very least consider it. And given that Aaron brings it up, it brings up, like you're saying, a lifeboat kind of debate of what do you do here?
Right.
Because I don't think you should immediately trust
Zeke.
Zeke at all.
Definitely not. Yeah.
Yeah. But this next line here, the one single hope
Remaining for us Eldians.
remaining for us Eldians is to basically wake the millions of Titans sleeping in the walls and activate the rumbling. God, the fact that they just
naturally.
there's been this like shorthand of the rumbling that's just kind of been the phrase for the doomsday button.
Right.
I love the I love the effect of it. It's so short and sweet.
Yep.
But it's that, what is it going to be based on? It's going to be based on one of the five senses. Which one? Well, it's not actually one. It could be two in one. When you hear something in the ground.
And you feel it.
Yeah. You feel and hear
Yep.
it. It's like... And if it's rumbling, you might even see it too. You might even see things just kind of vibrating.
I mean,
as well.
if you had millions upon millions of colossal titans just walking,
yeah,
who knows what would happen?
Yeah.
Like,
as a
yes, and this is something that is multiple years in the making of like, hey, we've been helping you guys out. We have been your almost literal lifeline to existence in the rest of the world. By the way, we also want to help out in this particular way, and we do need you to sort of trust us here.
Yeah. We missed some bits earlier. Jenny Monty with 100 bits. That Niccolo shit y'all pointed out in discussion broke me.
I'm glad it did.
Elias Kimbley with the 100 bits. Hanji's got to be my favorite character. I love her. Random fun fact, her voice actress is married to Kenny's voice actor. All right.
That's
very cool.
The more you know.
Deiki Bara with the 100 bits. It's kind of sad that we lost the map of Marley in episode 2 when they are with the general at the beginning. It's just a map. It's not a spoiler of anything. It's just a cool world building, and you could see it with no problem, I guess.
Oh, yeah, for like sense of scale and all that stuff for Marley as a country.
Sure, yeah. But yeah, then why'd you keep quiet about this? It was for Historia's safety. I couldn't let her get made into a Titan based on some hunch of mine.
Now there's confirmation.
Yeah, and everyone in the military is a bit,
understandably suspicious
of this whole thing there. But we then go from there to this is how they grabbed all the scout fleets. Lure them into a bay with not a lot of escape options, and then unleash a big booming Chad of a lad in
to take out all the rest of the ships. Yep. Nice buckerettes.
Yeah, exactly. Passed out. I give it a
boy.
8.5.
Yep.
Yeah. Given that they did bring up like long range communications and stuff like that Marley has and stuff, this is something where you would eventually, after you've sent in a bunch of fleets, want to have the fleet separated and have a bunch of scout ships with like constant communication and stuff going back and forth. But hey, big booms, man.
Yep.
Render that whole problem
get Michael
obsolete.
Bay in here.
Yep. Also, it just sells again the Colossal Titan God of Destruction bit.
Yeah,
when you get a shot
look
like
at this.
a shot like this.
Yep.
That's terrifying. Like I've never imagined myself in any situation to be where I would like actually be a soldier in any way. I just no, never, no way.
But especially not in the world where this exists.
Imagining myself in this world and being like, I'm gonna go recover my friends that went missing.
Yeah.
It's a very dangerous mission. I've got this just fine. If anything, we might have to watch out for a Titan that's out there, but there's a lot of ships and we'll be okay. Suddenly, boom! Just completely lights up the night. This giant, godlike 50, 60 meter, like what is
60 meters.
60 meter
That's
tall
the size of OG
Titan.
Godzilla.
Like, yeah, exactly. NGE vibes. It's this kind of stuff to where I'm like, I cannot wait for the series finale. I want like crazy, just gigantic spectacle and stuff. And this just, that's that season 1. Like, humanity received a grim reminder that we are at the mercy of Titans. And
I know I say this every podcast, basically, when we're recapping these episodes and stuff, but just take another moment to appreciate the fact that Attack on Titan as a show exists and that we are in the final season.
Yep.
Because for a long-ass time, final season, no, forget that. Just anything other than the first season was imagination.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right. So, but not everyone across the sea was our enemy, and we have Armin continuing his little
Monologue to Annie. Yep.
And I love that it started to become rather clear who he must be talking to, given that there wasn't anyone talking back any of these times and stuff. Like, he could have been talking to himself. And I thought a couple things after I was like, no, it's definitely not Eren now. I thought he could have been talking to Bertolt in some kind of like memories,
meditative
paths, meditation kind of thing. Yeah. But no, it was Annie, and that
Which
just makes it
is
really,
kind of crazy if you think about it. A fair portion of the actual dialogue that Armin has is to dead people.
Yeah.
If you count Annie as being dead.
The Crimson King.
Like Bertolt and Annie.
Yeah.
What about all the other people that are his
thanks for
friends?
the posture check.
Like,
yeah. Also, this was hilarious, by the way. Just Sasha being like, "Oh yeah, by the way, why do you have dark skin?"
Yeah.
And I just love if you look at Connie and Jean's faces there,
like,
they have totally the, "Oh my God, Sasha, you just can't just ask people why they're black." Like,
well, but at the same time, it's the whole thing of, but we also haven't seen anyone like this before either, so we were kind of maybe also wondering ourselves, and but weren't actually gonna say anything, right? And then Sasha just says it, and then
Sasha's such a dingus,
and then Onyankopon just is like, well, you know, our creator thought it would be more interesting if, you know, there were a bunch of different looking people.
Yeah. I love the way he responds to this
because
he almost looks like he's like, I'm gonna turn on the charm.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Here's
he's
the
like
suavest of suave.
This is what you call a golden opportunity. Like,
yeah. I'm gonna do what's called a pro gamer move. And he's just like, like
no one, absolutely no one, not even Hanji. Sasha, why are you so black? Yeah, basically.
It's just wonderful because as a character, Onyankopon doesn't have like that much attached to him yet. Like, Yelena's been the one doing all the talking here.
Yep.
But this was just one of those moments where I was like, wait a minute. Is this the first person outside of the wall cultists that believes in, like, a faith?
Oh.
Like, think about it.
Yeah, it hasn't really been much of a topic.
It hasn't been much of a topic in Attack on Titan, right?
Yeah.
Like, just like, that's so cool. The fact that every kind of religion we've seen thus far has been either like some kind of like probably a Titan related, you know, cult of some kind, or just wall related cult, which is just one level of indirection away from Titan cult.
Yeah, it's basically what Yelena would have gotten along great with the wall church.
Right. Yeah. Reject the gods. Praise the wall.
Yep.
Glory. Hallelujah.
Oh my God.
God, I love all that stuff there. But just the way that they're all spellbound by his words here, where they all do like a full-on like blink.
Right.
It's like, you subjects of Ymir are the same. We exist because we were wanted.
Which is okay.
Like, you realize what Onyankopon is saying here?
Yeah. Forget the whole like, we haven't seen anyone that looked like you before. Even in the context of this show, the thing that Onyankopon said about them, hella progressive. Like, oh yeah, you're this way because you were wanted. That is probably something that would get you like killed by a mob just saying it
in Marley.
In Marley or some of the other countries
elsewhere.
out there, right? Like,
Yeah.
But it's just like, yeah, I think you guys are still pretty cool. Yes, you can turn into titans that will eat people and all that stuff, but I think you're pretty great. You're people too.
You're creative because you were wanted. And it's just like, oh my God. Like, yeah, that just...
We must protect this boy.
Like the way Armin also gets really legitimately interested here. There was a vibe that I thought we could have gotten from Armin of the, he kind of believes in like, things that aren't tangible. And Armin could have been like,
so you're telling me you don't have any room in your heart for the Crimson King?
The Crimson King has spurned God many times with his defilings of of sacred beings on this mortal plane. Anyway, but I love the way that Armin is genuinely interested. Like, wait, who created us? Like the idea of like, you could know something. He's curious here. And then Onyankopon gives him the answer, well, the one who gave the founder Ymir power, God. And it just feels so simple. But this is a clever bit of like story
potential like
here.
exposition.
No, it's reminding the people that forgot, basically. It's like, how did Titans come into this world?
Right.
Well, Ymir, entered into a deal with the devil of all earth, which...
Whatever the hell that means.
Whatever the hell that means. But I'll just say it, that could be anything. That's a colorful bit of language for Ymir got the power of the Titans from something else. So obviously some people would be like, no, that could just be God.
Sure.
That could be the supreme being that,
right.
The creator, the first one, the originator.
Excellent point, Ramis. So Armin, his parents were killed because they were heretics. They questioned things. They thought different things, and they were executed for it.
Yeah,
so now this person comes up and says, yeah, aren't we free to think what we want? Of course Armin would be like, wow, that's awesome. Like you hear that, Aaron? There is some hope for, like the people on the other side of the sea. Like they're not all enemies.
Yeah, seriously. Armin said, F the ocean, who's God?
Right. Yeah.
One of the things that also this gets me a little bit excited of, just in general, because I think was it Togawa? I think you and I are on the same page here with this, is that this got me excited about Armin Endgame. Like, if I had anyone in this story that was going to survive to the very end.
Yeah, Armin's the narrator, so it's like he's got
Armin
to,
has
right?
to be, like, the narrator, like, telling the
that
story.
tells the story to the next generation or whatever.
Right, or writes the book, or what
yeah,
have you.
exactly.
That kind of little thing there. But if the story goes full NGE... just saying, and we have Shinji Ikari deciding the fate of all of humanity. Spoilers.
Mikasa rises up out of like the horizon.
Mikasa.
I don't know.
Mikasa. No,
she's got a similar haircut.
We'd have like Ymir, like we'd have we'd have like the ultimate, one or what have you, and then it's Eren just sitting there in space, and like, so. Is it worth it? And then Armin has to be on one side, like extending a hand.
Oh man!
Hopeful.
Now I'm getting images of like Thanos with Gamora of like did you do it? Yes. What did it cost? Everything.
I really could see Armin being the one reaching out to Eren, like in the like. I'm almost getting more of an Zuko Azula Iroh kind of thing here.
Ooh, yeah.
Where,
kind of no, she's crazy and needs to go down.
Right. If anything, we could have Zeke on one end, who's like,
Yeah,
Hey,
I know.
brother.
I know what you're thinking. He's my brother, and I should try to get along with him.
And then if anything, Armin would be on the other side. Like I just,
Yeah. So does that mean we could get an awesome moment where then Aaron like jumps in front of the Titan transformation lightning to save Armin? Like, I don't know.
No, I think it's a bit of a reach there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Then we get introduced to the glorious nature of anime food.
Food montages.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think only in the OVAs have we ever had the anime food moment for Attack on Titan.
I think
it was only in the one OVA.
No,
right?
no. So there was the one OVA where they literally had a cooking competition. But
Yes.
But the other one was in season 3 when they celebrate and Sasha goes crazy and then they have to knock her out and then she's still trying to eat the food while she's unconscious
But
and all
it's
that
not
stuff.
really arraying the food.
Yeah,
From what I remember, they had very basic food, and then they just had a bunch of meat, like platters.
Yep.
But it wasn't really like a
Right,
gourmet.
it was more right. It was a
like-
thing of gorge yourselves because this is a special occasion,
Right.
but it's still military food.
Yeah, it was the end of the first half of season 3. But
Right.
But just looking at this and being like, I don't even like seafood that much.
Sasha
Like,
just bites right
personally-
through the lobster shell because she's like, I don't know what this is, but I can tell that there's something squishy
Smelling
and
really
protein
good.
inside.
Yeah. That just
That was a fun OVA. Yeah.
oh my god. I think those are crab cakes there on the bottom right.
Or are those oysters on the half shell?
Nah.
Yeah, because those are totes shells. I think.
But those are not oyster. That's not oyster meat though.
Well, okay. Well, no, it could have like other stuff put in there with them in things.
right, but this is another thing is that weirdly enough, guys, this is something that's maybe a little bit I don't know if this is potentially like way reading too much into it.
Uh-huh.
But Marley conquered a lot of nations. I see multiple different styles of seafood here. I don't know. It just seemed a bit like we're just casually like, here's this style of food and this style of food. You know? Well, interesting there. But then this is just a wholesome moment as well, where we've kind of time skipped a little bit, and Niccolo is. Well, no,
Yelena.
Niccolo is still not really.
Yeah, he's like, well, because he's like
He's
these.
begrudgingly,
Right.
helping them here.
Mm-hmm.
Eldians,
Like
jerks,
Eldians,
if you-
like you don't. Yeah.
Yeah, yes, this moment right here. This moment is where there was love exchanged, and this is just
On this day, Niccolo received a grim reminder that there are people out there
that like
who
meat.
just really love meat.
Yeah, I mean they love meat.
Mm-hmm.
We need the Sasha version of the Tatakai.
Eat! If you don't eat, you die.
Yeah.
If you eat, you live. So keep eating forward.
Yes. We need the Sasha version of that.
Actually, now that I think about it, the nicest bit of food that we have seen in Attack on Titan up until now was the one random pomegranate in episode 7.
That's true.
The
I
one
remember
random
that.
pomegranate just sitting there in the road with the sun shining on it.
Now, in terms of adaptation, Jacob, was this before Sasha died or after Sasha died?
This is after.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that is a very good choice.
Isn't it?
Because we just lost Sasha.
Yep.
Give us a damn break for a second and let us at the very least
Grieve.
kind of grieve a bit.
But also twist the knife a little.
But also twist the knife a little bit, because
And-
when she cries here, I feel like in a weird way,
Yeah.
I had more desire to cry in this moment than I did when she died, because I was so in despair about someone dying at that point.
Yep.
That this was the moment of realizing what Sasha and everyone else lost. Is that they lost basically just the freedom to live. They had a really beautiful family together. And little moments like this happened. And they won't happen ever again because
Yep.
war.
And there are a few reasons why I really love this. One, because in Attack on Titan, I've said it before and I'll say it again, the quiet moments are what really make the characters, because there isn't a lot of time for the characters in Attack on Titan because the plot is so intense and things move along so quickly. So moments like this are really important. And given how dark the themes are and everything, having moments of happiness, that just draws even more attention to them. That is why Red Swan is my favorite OP. And if we had gotten stuff like this before she died, it would have seemed like obvious foreshadowing and or emotional manipulation, baiting, whatever, so that it would hit harder when she died. But the fact that it happens afterwards, we know that, of course, things like this would have happened over the course of the 4 years. So it doesn't feel like it's some big, like, changing development, retroactive, whatever. No, it's just them being people. And then, Niccolo's like, oh, there is a common language that we all speak.
I really feel like one of the most wholesome things that can happen when you have people that are enemies because of environment or ideology or whatever, and they sit down and have a meal together.
Yeah.
And they're willing to just kind of put all that aside and just eat.
Yep.
Little moments like this can happen where the freaking chef is moved so much because of her childlike, pig-like display of just, oh my god, this is the best stuff I've ever eaten.
Yeah. How can you look at that person and say they're a devil? To the lobster, maybe, but, you know.
To the lobster.
But you know, but
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Also, I just want to go through some of these wonderful Sasha interpretations of classic scenes.
Oh, yes.
So, okay. Yeah, so with the whole, if you eat, you live and all that stuff. Eat. But then, Erwin, offer up your heart. Sasha, offer up your meat. Sasha Mikasa speech. I'm hungry. Way hungrier than any of you cowards. None of you come close.
Oh my god.
Yeah. But
yeah. Oh my god. This was so great. And then, all right, we had our wholesome bit. Let's have a little bit of the build up towards the eventual awkwardness between our main trio here.
Yeah.
They're talking about, hey, things have been moving along really quickly because the Marleyan engineers are helping. They're testing out probably the newer rifles, or these are probably the same rifles, but maybe with a different bolt action kind of thing on there.
I'm not sure. It might be the new rifles with the bolt action side of things. Yeah, because I don't know if they actually had.
I think it's maybe that they have magazines now in them that have multiple guns, so they can just bolt action and immediately fire without loading in some more or something like that. I don't know. But they're talking about, hey, given enough time, if we set aside our labels and see each other as people,
and the way it shows Armin and Hanji just like freaking out over the little like wooden toy train.
Each other.
There's a part of it that's like, yes, it's comedy and all that stuff, but at the same time, it kind of shows their childishness, right? No, you're good. It wasn't on. Hold on. How do I make it? Okay, there we go. Yeah. It wasn't on auto scroll, but but they're kind of being like little kids here. They're just freaking out about like, oh man, all this stuff, trains and whatnot, right? And of course, they're thinking of like strategic advantages, and we can use this to fight a war and whatnot, right? But there's this sense of wonder that they have, right? But Eren, he doesn't see that. He doesn't see all that cool stuff. He's just like, yes, but for all the 1 in 10 or whatever that help us, there's another 9 out of 10 that want to kill us.
Yeah. A casual little bit in this as well is that Eren asks Armin if he's seen Bertolt's memories. And this is maybe a part that seems a bit weird. Personally, I am not sure if Armin's telling the truth here. I don't see any immediate reason for him to lie, but one of the things that this looked like to me was that he doesn't like looking through Bertolt's memories. It's not about whether he'd find something helpful, but I get the vibe from Armin here that he's like, I don't like doing that.
And maybe he doesn't want to necessarily share any of it with Eren.
Yeah. Yeah. It gives off a vibe of where he kind of looks away and goes, yeah, can we talk about something else? Like,
right.
Yeah, no, there's nothing helpful. Yeah. It's a smart way for Armin to basically be like, deflect. I don't want to talk about that.
I've already killed a lot of people with my new Titan powers. I know I'm going to a lot more in the future. So let me just find the little bits of sunlight and happiness that I can until then, please.
Yeah, and then Aaron's talking about there's not enough time. Zeke only has 3 years left. Do we really want to go along with Yelena's plan? What's the problem? Is using the rumbling to threaten the world the only way to protect the Eldians? Then we will be the devils that terrorize the world. Before it comes to that, can't we talk? And this is the kind of thing of where, for weirdly enough, in a lot of ways, Armin's idealism here feels the most out of place. It's almost like sad, but I understand why Armin brings it up in the context of this wonderful kind of exchange of information and kind of new relationships with the people that have come across to help them here. But oh man, like I wish Armin was right, but it's almost like can't we just solve xenophobia and racism and all this stuff if we talked? It's like,
oh yes, that would be wonderful.
Wouldn't that be wonderful?
And wouldn't it be nice
to live together?
It's like, yes, Armin, that would be great. But then also, this story wouldn't exist. So, you know.
Yeah, not even the meta stuff there. But then you bring in the meta and you're like, yep, that also. And then Aaron targets the use of the word misconception. And Armin's like, well, you know, like, we're scary. And
he's like,
Aaron's
but
like,
they're not
they're
wrong.
Not wrong. We can turn into Titans.
Like, just think about it for a second. Okay, let's take this into real world stuff. Imagine for a second
if
that
the X-Men were a thing.
Well, if the X-Men were a thing, or just let's take the exact Titan thing, right? Let's just say that you knew that there was a good chance that like 10% of the people that worked at your job or whatever could randomly turn into 10 to 15 meter class monsters that just start eating people.
Yeah. Yeah.
That might be a bit unsettling, you know? Like, especially if you have seen them actually be used. Or have heard all the stories of people who are like,
or
yeah,
even better,
they were used in a military thing and just wiped out a city.
Or even better, because we don't know what the history books say outside of Marley.
That's true.
But
that's true.
There's the whole thing of the Eldian Empire.
Yeah. For 2,000 years or, you know, however long it was.
Well.
Yeah. They just enslaved everybody and, yep.
Yeah. Also, really cool little...
yeah, you'd want to bring it up to HR at the very least. Yeah.
Really cool, almost dark little cutting bit here that I didn't notice first time. Aaron goes in, to buy us time, we've got to keep him at bay. Then he looks in,
closes one
eyes.
eye. Yeah.
But we see his eyes with the close-up there. Goes along the stock of the gun. He fires.
And then
Sasha gets hit.
Sasha gets hit. Yep. Like, it's... Oh, man. I love it.
When
because
this bit happened, that was just a... Oh. Oh no.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I want to bring attention to the whole thing of, yes, okay, he's aiming, right? So it makes sense that he would close one eye. But if you think about it, what are you doing with aiming? Well, multiple perspectives makes things tough. So you close one eye, so you just have the one perspective, and that makes it easier to line things up to do what you need to do. It's also the whole
thing of, you know, when he's in
Marley. Yeah, and he actually gouged out one of his eyes.
He has literally one eye that's covered. Yeah. That's the eye that was shut there as well. So it's just a nice little, like, Aaron's already potentially kind of broken his own, like, kind of timeline with regards to how he's seeing things and stuff. So he's already like, oh, yeah.
Yep.
Like... It's the whole
fun stuff.
It's the whole also awkward thing of when the time traveler essentially becomes aware that they're a time traveler, basically. Because they haven't become a time traveler yet.
But they know but it's irrelevant.
But it's irrelevant because
eventually I'm going to be one. Yeah.
Right. So it's It's just something that's good to keep in mind when those little moments happen where it's like, how aware
Cartoons
is our
are for
boy?
children, everyone.
Yeah.
Cartoons are for children.
And then immediately after this, we cut to Armin being like, I can't help but think, could there have been some other path?
And this is present Armin.
I
believe,
believe
after
so.
they got back.
Yeah.
You know, like he's got the new hair and all that stuff.
Right,
like,
right. It definitely looks like older Armin.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yep.
But yeah, paths, y'all. And then I thought I understood Aaron better than anyone, even Mikasa. He doesn't follow that up with any. Oh no, then he says, "But I don't know anymore."
And the way they draw Aaron to look like the Attack Titan.
Yeah.
Like oh
Y'all.
boy.
Y'all.
Oh boy.
I am. Oh, I'm so excited.
But yeah.
So we have the moment of now where things have flipped around, and now the Marleyans who are here are the minority, so they're the ones getting discriminated and bullied and, terrorized here by this guy who just comes in and starts kicking a guy out of
Now
freaking burial ground.
and the thing is that there's a very decent possibility that he also was potentially close to Sasha. You know, who knows,
cares?
right? Yeah, who cares? Well, yeah, who cares? Well, right, of course. But, it's the whole thing of hurting people hurt people.
Yeah, that's too simple. The point is still that doesn't give it as an excuse for people to hurt people.
Of course not. Yeah. But that's why it's a head scratcher of a problem, because it propagates itself.
Yeah.
How do you stop something like this?
You go
don't.
over and you punch them, and you'd be like, "Stop."
Right.
That's literally what they do. You go over and stop.
Yes, the immediate instance of someone beating up someone else.
I know,
that is a way you can stop it.
But
I'm
I know.
talking about the general problem.
Yeah, I'm just trying to go through the immediate episode kind of stuff here. I hear you, but
Yep.
Yeah, just the time skip kind of bit here of being like
The disbelief of like how could this have happened?
Yeah.
Well, she was a warrior candidate, so
But I mean, there's no like stuff to contradict this, but I could very see Niccolo and Sasha as being like very, very intimate and very close
Sure.
over the course of that time.
We don't know.
Yeah.
It's in a lot of ways it's not really relevant. Like that's almost like private information basically. We don't necessarily need to know that. But
You see that? Rulix? Niccolo
yeah.
offers 24 white roses to Sasha's grave, which, if you don't know, means eternal love in the language of flowers. I had no idea. That is very cool. Thank you. So yeah, he was definitely in love with her, and it's just a question of did they end up
what
having
happened from it?
Some opportunity for love and connection, romance, and stuff.
Regardless, anything that could have happened or did happen or whatever,
It's not.
it's all over now.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like half of me is gone, and this is Connie referring to this here. It's kind of this little moment of Niccolo realizing that, Connie was her best friend.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the thing of where it's like, how does this make you feel? It's like, ugh, can't even imagine.
Yep.
And then just a sweet little like sad moment of just like, hey, you don't know me, but we share a connection through your daughter. Do you want to build something on top of that? At the very least, like make something of an opportunity here for us to get to know each other. And I think this is beautiful because this is the whole Marleyan, Eldian. I mean, I guess in Niccolo's case, he doesn't have to necessarily. Well, he probably is Marleyan, but just the opportunity for connection and reconciliation, and also just understanding across these borders of, oh, you're of this race, oh, then we don't associate with you. Yeah.
So here's a good one from Mr. Aksama.
Yeah.
It's been known that the Eldian language is just flipped katakana.
Okay.
The engravings on her grave read something along the lines of Sasha Blouse, rest and feast forever.
Oh God, that's perfect. Yeah. But it's little moments like this where you can tell that the creator, Isayama, is very much just kind of laying down the groundwork for it might not be easy, but it is possible.
Right,
It
exactly.
is possible for things to get way better.
In the same way that we just got that example of the other soldier beating on Niccolo, right? Just because he was Marleyan.
Just because.
Now we have a situation where, hey, a Marleyan and an Eldian, and specifically a Marleyan that was totally against Eldians and was like, shoot the island devils
Fully
and all that.
brainwashed, yep.
Yep. Now, shaking hands and talking about sharing meals together.
Yeah, with their family. Even though, in some ways, that family could blame him as a respective, representative of his people because the only reason Sasha died was because they're at war with them. So, yeah. Ay, ay, ay. And then the onslaught of Zeke and Levi scenes.
Yes.
And things get really tense and somewhat funny. The fact that Zeke kind of was interested in what their newspapers were saying regarding how the fight in Marley went,
right.
and they were ruling it a victory. And he's like, ignorance is a scary thing. And then Levi's just like, yeah. If I send your dead body to Marley and reveal your little plot, your Gramps and Granny are done for. Like, this is the situation where he's threatening a demigod titan, but he uses the word Gramps and Granny. Like,
Well, yeah, he's threatening the family of a demigod titan. Yeah.
They're just so polar opposite in like every like way of their design with regards to their kind of temperament. Like Levi feels short fused, like he's like quick to anger and like quick to kick with his boots, you know, and stuff.
And Zeke literally being like, "Can you please stop staring at me like that?
Right,
It's
like-
unsettling."
Like I'm not gonna be able to sleep well tonight. Like,
Right. Good. Yeah.
Yes. It's just it's wonderful. Yeah. And this is where Zeke's priority is. I appreciate your graciousness, sarcasm. But don't I get to meet Aaron first? And
No. Slow down. Enjoy the ride. We got a nice
Right.
little hotel set up for you.
Yeah. Little thing here that felt kind of relevant, just in a like, that's a plot device.
This is a set of plot devices. We've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
A lot.
We've got 24, 26, 27 plot devices.
Right. And not fully sure if you need all of it to go in the one syringe shot. So I would assume you probably do.
For best effects. You don't want to turn into Penis Titan, like let's be real here,
I don't know. I've seen some recent crack shift stuff with Hanji and Zeke, so maybe they do some experiments together or something like that. But that's just something that was very intentionally shown to keep in mind. But then we get this really fun scene here. Yelena's giving them this in hey, here you go. You'll have trouble reproducing it though. But then it's no. We should manage fine with this much. I only wish we could properly thank you. And we haven't been shown that they're all having guns pointed at them during
pictures,
this.
giving these great lines and stuff, and yeah.
And it's like,
Yeah.
all right, sure. But then we show a perspective from above. It's like, yeah, we've done everything for 3 years here, but the guns we brought were meant to give Eldians freedom. But you're currently just having them pointed at us.
Yeah.
This feels very much like a nice little like humans.
Yep.
Humans.
And at the same time,
Humans.
Yelena, you so sus. Like
No. Obviously.
Right.
But she's not a threat unless she goes back to Marley, and she
That's
can't
true.
like do anything.
Yeah, she can't
outside
exactly
of,
do that right now.
Maybe communicating with Zeke. So as long as they keep Zeke separate from them and them separate from Marley, this does seem really unnecessary. It is the kind of thing of like, okay, just understand that if you want to build up an alliance here, this is not the way to go about it. Wait, what was that tag? The PP Titan is the true curse of you. Oh my god.
And at the same time, given the fact that Zeke is like,
premiere,
hey,
y'all.
can you just give me the nuclear launch keys? I promise I'll be responsible with them. You know, does kind of help explain why this kind of stuff is continuing to happen.
Oh, gotcha. Freedom gear, yeah. Free DM gear. Nice. Yeah. We'll dine at the same table again soon. Another little callback to the idea of food and it being anything that brings them together.
Breaking bread together.
Yeah. But then
Zeke's like,
I saw a glorious edit.
Yes.
Where someone took the
Konosuba
OP
for season 2, yeah.
with the OP of where they're like,
yeah,
and it shows Zeke in this image right next to him, just going like,
yeah. Zeke's just like, so the thing is, I feel like mistakes were made on my part a little bit.
This is not a hotel, Levi.
Yeah.
I don't even see a bed anywhere.
Is it just like further inside? We still have a ways to go.
Levi, if you're gonna do this, then I'm going to sleep transformed, and there's nothing you can do about it. I'm gonna sleep on my back with my hands behind my neck like this, hardened. Like
Sasuga Levi-chan.
Yes, sonotori. Yeah. This moment, just the idea of Levi just being like, I'm done. But then also just Zeke with that look. Oh my god. Yeah, it was hilarious. But okay. That all being said, the episode's about done here. And we bring up Gabby and Falco.
Yes.
He's like, hey, can I show them this natural wonder? And it's the, hey, whether they see the sights or not depends on you. And we get a nice 3 seconds.
Can we show this image right here? Because
first off, we've got Falco here.
Yeah.
My bestest boy. The goodest little...
He looks like he's been having a great day.
Child there. Yeah. Very...
Just wonderful day. Look at all the hope and cheer in his eyes.
Yeah, not good. Not good at all.
But
then...
This shot... Well,
this one or the...
No, the one with both of them. So that one... I feel like kind of sums up the dynamic here.
Yeah,
what we have here is a failure to communicate. Like
we have one person looking up at the light, another person actively looking away from it.
Yeah, and down. And also biting her thumb, that is a form of like mild self-destruction, in the literal sense, right?
Yeah, it's nervousness and neuroticism in general. So she's not doing well.
No.
Her anger and hatred is just festering in here. Time does not heal all wounds, y'all.
It does not.
It does not.
It
needs to be treated and properly, salved and everything, and then time will be, actually made useful.
The distance traveled is speed times time. So if you're going in a bad direction, you're going in a bad direction.
I was like, where's the
then
the formula gonna come into play?
Multiply by time, and you will just go into an even worse place.
Phoenix Master with the 100 bits. Thank you so much. The fact that Aaron was willing to do this alone with or without the Survey Corps coming to save him just goes to show his unwavering resolve, considering he didn't even know for sure if the Survey Corps would have come for him. Just shows how deeply dedicated he was to his goal. Yes, indeed. But as we're recapping everything here, we cut back to Armin for the final time.
With the conch shell.
Yep.
And
whether we helped him or not, the worst would have happened anyways. Almost as if didn't have a choice. In any case, We killed a lot of people. The Navy, Army, and civilians got dragged in this, and just like that, all were lost. But unless the port was destroyed, Marley would have retaliated and attacked the island.
Yep.
So that's why they're calling it a
True.
victory.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
We killed any hope for peace, but we had no choice.
And that's
the kicker right here.
if we kill all the people over there, will we finally be free? One might say that they are now
on their way to
free, but also very much not.
I think it's a bit temporary.
Yeah, it almost feels like the whole thing of what was it? Was it Vinland Saga or was it something else where they talked? No, it was Berserk, where they talked about the whole idea of maybe even kings aren't actually that free because of the weight of the crown they bear or whatever. You know, the idea that like maybe
that was Vinland Saga.
Okay, that was Vinland Saga. Yeah.
Vinland Saga.
Yeah.
Yeah, they talked about how heavy the crown is and stuff like that. And in this case here, we have multiple people in this story that are given crowns in their respective fields for leading a whole like chunk of humanity in a way.
Mm-hmm.
And Armin having this be his line here. We killed any hope for peace and we had no choice, but we had no choice.
Yep.
That's a really sad place for Armin to be in. He was was always about basically like choosing to look beyond and go basically and see and get past these walls, these things that are limiting our choices.
Mm-hmm.
But no, his best friend just killed any hope for peace and took away his choice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And
just like you guys that day. And the dead looking, like just defeated look in his eyes as he looks up at her.
And then, hey Annie,
say something, please.
Oh my god.
Imagine if this episode had ended with like her eyes opening or something.
Oh my god, if her eyes opened. I mean, in terms of like, you know, obvious like plot kind of theories, Annie will come out of this at some point.
There will be so many people that will be so pissed if
Annie never got out of this.
Because we sat on season 1 for 4 years, right? With Annie being in the crystal, all this stuff that we do, we finally won. Nope, shit, F you. You know, we just locked myself in a crystal. Nope, you get nothing.
Nothing.
And if the whole show goes with her just being in there forever, oh my god.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's the episode, y'all. Mm-hmm. That episode. Oof.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Oh, totally would have been a cheesy cliffhanger. Oh yeah. I'm glad they didn't do it.
Yeah,
but
we're not wanting them to do it. We're just more of imagining if they had for whatever reason. Because I would say, if anything, the main thing that would cause Annie to wake up would be if something seriously threatened the structural integrity of the crystal.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Or on some level, something like some kind of grand Titan battle, something.
Yeah, like founding Titan power was used, and it affected her along with like a bunch of other people.
She felt it, or something.
Right, exactly, yeah.
Or or something like really a conversation like this where Armin, who is a Titan, I don't know, maybe if he like touched it in some way and continued talking, there might be something that like transmits through it.
You see how that end series without Annie? I feel like I'm forgetting something.
Yes. That's what editors are for, my friends, where they're just like, Isayama, I understand you've been working on this story for a long time. Mm-hmm. But remember, we have the list of things you have to finish up before the series ends. He's like, damn it. Okay, let's rewrite that last bit.
I like to think of it like a cook that has like a bunch of different pans that are like on burners and stuff. Yeah. And they're very focused with like some of them, right?
Managing the heat.
Managing the heat and everything. And they're like, this is great. And there's this one that's just smoking in the corner. And they're like, I'll get to that eventually.
It's not that it's smoking. It's that it burnt 5 years ago. He turned off the burner. It got cold, stone cold, was left there all that time, and every once in a while he looks at it, he's like, I can throw this in the micro. I can throw this in the micro and we can still eat it, right?
Hawks, yes. Isayama kind of forgot about Annie. But Annie didn't forget about him. Oh my man.
Honestly, sadly, I think Annie was one of Isayama's miscalculations because she knew too much too soon.
Sure.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
That makes sense, yeah.
Shout out to Mikasa staying by Sasha's grave from morning till dusk, even if it rained. Yep.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Mikasa actually like played jokes on Sasha. Mikasa, the humorless character.
Yeah, yeah. Like, I know there are people out there that think it's like, they thought it was like excessive, although I have a really tough time taking what a lot of Attack on Titan fans say recently at face value because of how they blow everything out of proportion. But like being like,
Sure.
why did Mikasa, why was she crying so much? You know, like I understand her being sad, but that seemed a bit more expressive than she normally would be. And it's like, no. All those little things that Mikasa's done over the course of the series that she doesn't do with literally anyone else but Sasha. You know? Yeah, Sasha farted. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Yep.
Armin, baby, come over. Annie, I'm frozen in a crystal. Armin, my parents aren't home. Annie bursts out and
Somebody. Oh, man.
Oh, my God.
Yes, I do think Mikasa and Sasha were roommates, yes.
And then they were roommates. Oh, my God, they were roommates?
But there is one more bit in the episode.
There is?
Yes, the proper Chad Aaron, I believe.
Oh, right.
Or yeah.
Well, then they cut
Mikasa
actually back and forth between Mikasa with the scarf.
Fight or die, win and live. And then Aaron, full Chad.
The only way to win is to fight. Oh, that's right.
Dead eyes, back muscles, holy shit. Like, can we just...
Yeah. Let me bring this one up.
Yeah.
I completely forgot that this was there.
I once saw a comment on a manga chapter from someone saying that their sexual orientation was Aaron's arms, because there was a part for like season 3 part 1 where like it shows them all in like dynamic poses. I didn't really get it. I was like, okay, Aaron's arms, they're not that ripped or anything at that point in time. But look at that dude. Look at that dude.
He looks ready to fight. I really want to know what was going on in his head 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, because there's a lot of water everywhere.
Yep. Well, I mean, he was splashing his head in the basin.
Yeah, and his shoulders and
then pushing the water all over his head and shoulders and stuff like that. But, but this is the kind of thing that is like that inefficient cleaning that's not there for washing. He's doing this because he's ironing his resolve. He's hardening it, if you will.
Just like his abs.
Yeah. Just his abs.
Yeah. I'm sure that everything that happens from here on out will be very happy and wholesome, and nothing bad will happen.
Nothing. No, not at all. Not at all. Nothing at all. In fact, the only thing we can guarantee that won't be wholesome is that we'll probably be having to wait after episode 16 for some indeterminate amount of time.
Movie or season, Attack on Titan, the finaler season. You
The finaler season. I hope y'all are ready to make the memes of the
we've got to.
Attack on Titan, the finaler season, you know, when it's the... Okay, guys, and Mappa will be animating another 9 episodes in, 4 months from now.
I'm
or
guessing
something.
it's going to be like a movie or maybe 2 movies or something like that. But
4 more years.
Oh, no. How did he shave? He's the Warhammer. He just Warhammers a little razor and then just...
This is my second to last one.
Oh my God, that is amazing. That is amazing.
I got a tweet about this.
Yeah.
I don't want to tweet it because it sounds like I'd be complaining about Attack on Titan because I've been just in love with season 4.
Mm-hmm.
But like that would be amazing to just have the OP at that one part. This is my second to last war.
Yeah.
And you just really quickly editing. This is my second to last war. You know?
Yeah,
that
I mean, it's,
comment.
yeah,
So good.
episode 15.1, 15.2. Oh, man.
It's this guy's toast's road to 10,000 IQ, but once they got to 9,900, it was like 9,910, 9,920, 9,930. Oh my god.
Okay, no, I get why people are like, oh, no, don't make it be a movie. But then at the same time, imagine if it was a movie. Imagine if it was a movie. Like, yes, it would be a movie, but it would be a movie. Like
it would feel like it would like be kind of like like an end of Evangelion kind of thing, where it'd be like
what better way to send off this
right
titan of a show?
Like if they need at least 4 or 5 more episodes worth of stuff in general, having it be in a movie format could just be that thing where then it's like, you go to the theater, like way in the future when theaters are things you can go to again.
Right.
But like
yeah, Attack on Titan in theaters. All theaters are closed. That would, the worst timeline. Nope. Paths. Redo it. Do it over again.
Do it over again.
Like oh.
God damn it. Oh my god. You guys are
See,
the
no,
best.
well, right. I think it would, if they do movies, I think it would be 2 movies. I think it'd be 2 movies. Part 1, part 2.
That's
depending
so
on
long though.
Well, okay,
that would take so long, man. No.
Yeah, they could do it in 2 movies.
Sasuke is the same movie theaters.
Oh, man.
End of AOT be like, it all comes rumbling down, rumbling down, rumbling down. Wow.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. But, okay, guys. This was a good breather episode.
It was.
Gives us a lot of ominous vibes for what's going on with Armin, Aaron, the Zeke, just everyone in general. I'm really worried for poor Reiner. Now he's really all alone over in Marley
At
now.
least Peek's with him.
And Porco?
Oh, yeah, right.
I mean, he kind of hates Reiner, but,
Maybe he'll actually not be awful to him now,
Right.
you know?
In some ways, Peek doesn't count because Porco kind of cancels her out by just being nearby,
She's awesome, he's not.
Yeah, that kind of
Sorta,
balances everything.
No, but that way
Reiner's
they
like-
average out 1 each,
Wait, remember when Armin in the abridge, I think it was the TFS abridge, was like, well, I only peed myself once.
Oh no, that was it wasn't a slap on Titan, it wasn't the TFS one, it was the abridge on Titan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I only I got beaten up, but I didn't wet myself, so my self-esteem only dropped 5% today.
Yeah. I wasn't able to actually pick up the gun today, so my self-esteem only dropped 3%
God.
today. That's
Oh my
basically
God.
where Reiner's at right now. And let's be real, guys. He's probably gonna get sent over there. Like.
Well, and there's no Falco to bang on the wall
he needs
outside.
to save Falco.
Yeah, you're right.
That's
That's
the
the thing.
reason
That's
why.
the motivation. Yeah.
Oh, Colt is there.
That's
Colt
true.
is there. That's true.
They can
Colt
commiserate
and
over
Reiner
it.
bonding over saving Falco.
Yeah.
Yes, I dig it. Older brothers band together.
Yes.
You love it. All right.
But not the brothers that we got in this episode. We don't want that to happen.
But y'all, thank you so much for hanging out, checking out our Attack on Titan episode discussions. And we'll see you for next week's one. Remember, every week, 3 p.m. Pacific time. And also thank you for checking out our Attack on Titan reactions. Attack on Titan is a really special show for both of us for
Yes.
our very different perspectives on the whole thing. But
Oh man.
very, very excited when we get to do this stuff with
We're
y'all.
in the final
so.
season.
Yeah, we're in the final season.
I still can't believe that. And we're in the second half of it. Oh boy.
Ah. Would he want to save his cousin more than Falco? No, I'm not saying that he wouldn't want to save Gabby.
Who's Gabby again?
I'm just saying that it was the whole thing of where Falco was already given the mission to save Gabby.
Yes,
So
that's true.
That's Falco's job. Right now, who saves the one who's saving Gabby?
Well, right now it's not about saving Gabby's life. It's about saving her heart, if you will.
Well,
If there's a way of
you have to
doing
do
that.
one before you can do the other.
That's true.
So-
That's true. People do die when they're killed.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly. Well, maybe
Maybe.
paths are a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right, guys, be sure to check out all of our other streams if you're keen on those. We stream Monday to Friday, 3 p.m. Pacific time every day. On Tuesdays, we do a One Piece dramatic manga reading.
Yes.
Where we do voices and stuff.
Ton of
for
fun.
one whole volume a week. And then on Wednesdays and Fridays, I'm finishing up Cyberpunk 2077. Be picking a new game in probably about 2 weeks or so.
And then Thursdays, speaking of my second to last war, I am going to be doing the finaler dungeon of Persona 4 Golden.
Oh, how many times are you going to wipe?
I don't think I've ever...
You've never TPK'd?
I've TPK'd, but it was always in I've TPK'd twice in not bonus dungeons that are extra hard, but that was just because there was an insta-kill moveset I didn't know about. But so there might be something after this stream of like lore stuff, but the replacement game should be coming in like 3 weeks at absolute max.
Wow.
Hopefully 2 weeks. We'll see. We'll see.
Mordred, you are lying, Jacob, and we all know it. You are never going to be done.
People have been joking with me, being like, Jacob, you're almost halfway done. like, you're done with the prologue.
That's fantastic. Jacob, I left a stream on a boss, came back 2 hours later, and you were still on the same boss.
Well, that's because that was the one that had the insta-kill mechanic for the whole party. So, yeah, but...
But y'all, be sure to
Anyways.
check those out. And if any of you are interested in those, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all
Next time. Oh, boy.
All right.
That was
all right.
See, I love it when there's breather episodes in Attack on Titan like this, because then it's
Same.
easier to just sort of relax and have fun. When the episodes for this season have been so good and so dense that sometimes it's almost stressful to go through them because there's so much stuff to cover. Whereas with this one, it's like, yeah, let's shoot the shit and,
We can gab.
Exactly. Exactly, Caleb. Yeah, that is exactly what we will do.
Yeah.
Thanks for putting up with all our crazy antics. We love you guys.
But even if you didn't, I don't give a Falco about, whether
You're
you do or not.
really reaching for it. You kind of peaked.
I have to, though. The sky and the light is way up there, I have to do the reaching for my dreams thing. That's my hand. It's so short. Can't reach. But it's good stuff, though. See you later, guys.
Take
And,
care.
Take care. And remember, Tatakai.
Indeed.